In this video, I'm going to be turning on my in-ground sprinkler system. I am Jim with the Works RL channel, where we're making money by saving money, doing things ourselves, and looking for what works in real life. I recently made a video about blowing out my in-ground sprinkler system using a very small pancake air compressor, again with the goal of trying to just save some money and not pay someone else to do it. Conversely, at the beginning of summer, I have to turn on the sprinkler system. Again, sprinkler companies will be glad to do this for you for a fee, but I find it's very simple. I've never paid anyone to do it, and this is the steps we're going to go through. I just like to exercise things a little bit while I've got the chance. You want to make sure these are perpendicular for test ports for the flowback preventer. Good chance just to exercise these things. Sometimes they can feel kind of seized up, so I like to use this chance to just exercise in both directions, just to kind of keep them from getting seized up. And you want to leave these in the off position. So be off. You want this to be quarter turned like that, so it's blocking any flow from coming up. And we'll make sure this is turned off. So the idea is we're gonna go inside the house now, let the water come out to here. It'll fill up to this point, then we'll come out here and we'll slowly open this up. We want to hear the pop to make sure it's making its proper seal. The pipe leading to the outside is over there. And down, this is the valve we want to turn on. So I usually turn it on slowly to let the water fill up that pipe out to the spigot that we've turned off, just to make sure you're not just like slamming it open. Something tells me we've got something open out there. Let's go out and take a look. So as you can see, I had this turned completely the wrong way. Turn that off. Let's go do that again. So that could be a classic example of why I open that slowly. You kind of know how much water it would take to fill up that short length of pipe outside. And the fact that it kept running and running, I knew something wasn't right. It's too early in the morning. Haven't had my quota of coffee, I think. That's my excuse. I'm not getting older. That's not it. I just made a mistake. Left that spigot in the open position, fully open position. So clearly the water was just running right out that spigot. So we flushed the line. Got that closed. Let's try this again. There. That's what I expected. Now we'll just have that fully open. I also look to see there's no leaks. Sometimes when I first turn it on, if this is a little loose, sometimes there'll be a little of a drip. Looks like we're okay right now. I'll come back and check that probably every couple days. Probably the first day I'll check it a couple times, make sure there's no drippage. Doing this in stages just helps just to make sure you're kind of loading the water to a certain point, kind of controlling it where it goes. That helps get some of that air out. Alright, now we got some of the air out of there. Turn this quarter turn valve here. Again, I like to do it slowly, and you may hear the bladder in here kind of pop, which is what you want. That's the flowback preventer mechanism. You kind of hear that almost like a raspberry sound. And there you kind of see the drippage or that bladder. Yep, see? Now we've got that seal. So all I was doing was just slowly letting that water in and out. And now we know we're charging up the water up to this point. So now we're ready to turn this on little by little. Now this one can take a while. It's going to start moving all that water down underground to where the valve boxes are. So that can be a fair amount of footage. So we'll slowly release the water into that. Again, I just try to be somewhat gentle with this. You can kind of hear it. Slowly opening that up more and more. You can hear how much water it takes to fill those lines up to the valve boxes. Okay, now I've got them all fully open. I like to even sit here and listen a little bit. Now that we have that fully open, I like to just do it in stages like this, because like right now, you don't hear any water running. That's good. The whole point is just to make sure we don't have any leaks in the system after we blew it out for the winter. Should be able to go to the control box now, and we'll set the time, the date, get the zones set up, and we'll start turning the zones on, and we'll hear a lot of air coming out of the lines, and that usually tells us how our fall blowout went, if we've got any leaks. So I like to unplug everything at the fall blowout time. Now we're going to plug everything back in. So now I'm going to go ahead and set the time, the date, and make sure all the zones have the right time to start and the duration I want them to run. Start turning on zones one by one. We'll expel a lot of air once we see water running through all the zones, and it's ready for the summer season. The other thing I'll do is I'll go through here, make sure all the heads come up through the winter. Sometimes the grass grows over them in the early spring, so somewhere in here there's one missing. So sometimes I just let the water do its thing, soften up the earth a little bit. This extension is horribly dry. Up there it popped up just there. And the ground is like concrete. So this year I'm hoping to bring it back, make it a lot better. There's a corner one right there. And there should be one right here. I'll give it a moment, let the ground soften up. Grass is pretty green, so it's probably grown over it. I may have to dig it out. Hey, if you found this helpful, I hope you'll hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up. Leave some comments if you do this yourself, or if you've got different ways of doing things, let me know. I always like to talk about it.